why she can't let go. I asked women in my Holy Shift portal, who here is a recovering control freak? It was a multiple choice, and I loved the one that got the most replies. I crave to let go, but I don't know how. And so it got me into feeling into the other question a lot of women talk to me about in my mentoring. Why can I experience the big O alone, yet not with him? Why she can't let go the secret grip of control, survival, and surrender. Welcome to Sacred Soul Sparks podcast, where devotion meets desire and the feminine awakens in her full magnetic power. I'm Michelle Cross, a guide for women reclaiming their sensuality, their voice, and their sacred union within. Each episode a raw transmission from my soul to yours, inviting you to come home to the truth of who you are. Wild, soft, untamed, and deeply powerful. So let's dive in. Today we're talking about a truth that runs deep in our bones. This is a juicy one and sets the pulse between your thighs purring and your heart beating. And what I love is it has just started pouring down here in the tropics, and that means it's a blessing. So this is one I hear again and again, especially from women who feel powerful on the outside and are powerful on the outside, yet they maybe feel empty or not met on the inside. And they say, I crave to let go, but I don't know how. If that's you, you're not broken, you're remembering. And this episode is your invitation, because I want to really unravel so many of the layers in relation to this and to bring it into the real subject that's around intimacy and the big O. So first of all, control isn't just mindset. It's a muscle memory from survival. It's about the girl who saw no one else step up, and then she became the woman who does it all in life, in business, in bedroom or not. Your body never lies. I've said this before. She's craving to finally let go. So I want to speak to that part of you who's tired of micromanaging everything, even if you are a high achiever. The part that knows how to lead the boardroom, manage the household, love the kids, only to collapse at the end of the day, feeling unmet, feeling untouched. Or maybe she's the rare one who also initiates the intimacy. But let's be honest, many women I work with have spent years, even decades, trying to do it all, whether you're the single mother, the woman scaling her business, the one who's got it all together, but feels something is missing. And we're wearing this masculine mask like an armor. And I believe that the Western woman is in the state of contraction. She's been doing so much in competition with the masculine for so long, pushing, gripping, holding on, doing a million things at once, multitasking, looking after the children, the partner, the household, the fast-paced career. Maybe she's even a single, frustrated woman. Does any of this sound familiar? And so now she's wearing this masculine mask of protection. She's maybe drinking 1 or 2 glasses of wine at night to chill out. And she's getting a second wind after 10 p.m. and then wakes up tired the next day and does it all again. And it's a repetitive cycle. Now, there's nothing wrong with this, and there's no judgment on my part. I was her to a degree. Yet life's awakening and Tantra empowered me to take off the mask and to become more of the embodied woman. And I share in other podcasts how I was forced to take off the masculine masks when I couldn't walk, and how continually life, the universe, God, invites me to soften and to slow down and let my man lead. And if you listen to my last podcast, then you know that life threw me a curveball just recently, inviting me in, initiating me to let go, to surrender, and to evolve into this next chapter. And I'm a born leader. So, but I love the surrender of my man leading me, of somatics that are oh so juicy, that calm my nervous system. I love Kundalini activations. I love softening into the arms of my man as we dance. So I even talked to my Holy Shift portal women about 4 hours of sacred orgasmic initiations in Tantra massage. And that is what has inspired this podcast. So you see why we become the control freaks in the first place. Maybe you had to grow up fast. Maybe you watched your mother do it all, or your primary carer do it all. Maybe your father was absent. That was it for me. Even my mother, when she met the love of her life, my father, it can be other scenarios where if the father figure is present in person, he's not present. He's maybe emotionally closed. For me personally, in my teenage years, I had very present parents. But my early years, my father was absent, and when he was there, he wasn't present. And all of our stories created in the body, usually between 0 and 6 to 7 years old. So when these scenarios are around, we become the capable one. We even become the quiet one so that we don't upset the boat. Or we can become the good girl who does everything right just to please people. So the other reasons why we might become control freaks is trauma or chaos in early life. And control then creates this false sense of safety. Or there might be this over-functioning in the masculine world where society rewards productivity, perfectionism, speed, how quick you can do the job, not softness, not surrender. And then, of course, we might become the control freak because we are scared of being hurt, rejected, abandoned. If she lets go, who's going to catch her? Especially in intimacy, it's a risk. And then the other reason why we may be more of a control freak is we're unaware of the embodiment practices. Doesn't know how to let go physically, emotionally, erotically. And so now you lead, you anticipate, there's a plan. You even control your pleasure. And these are all the things I call masculine masks, because deep, deep down, the body is aching to surrender. And the practice of surrender has become a ritual for me over the years. Surrender helps you to tune in, to regulate the nervous system, to rejuvenate, to pause from the hectic lifestyle. And in this space that you create, more clarity arises, and there's deep healing. Surrender to me means to let go of that grip. And you might recognize the grip of the modern day woman who's running around for everyone else, no time for you, has got an endless to-do list, and the glass or two of wine in the evening helps you to relax. Or maybe you over-analyze every situation. If he does this, I'll say this. If she says this, I'll say this back. And it's like literally creating everything. That you're analysing the problem, you're analysing your day, you're analysing a conversation. However, when you let go of all of the grips and you drop inwards and you're diving into your own body just to be present and to come home to your intuitive feminine flow, begin to feel. Surrender is not passive. It's not about giving up or to be submissive as often thought. In Tantra, surrender is a potent practice of melting into the highest aspect of yourself by being. It's an undoing of the doing and a feeling into the strength of your softening and her power. And her power is Shakti. And Shakti is your primal sexual creative energy. And what I know to be true is women have a deep longing to be desired, to be ravished, to be led, not just in the bedroom. She wants to be seen, heard, and know that she matters, even though paradoxically it might terrify her. And that came up from society teaching her, pushing her into all of the masculine ways of doing everything to succeed in life, work, and it's affecting the polarity in relationships. Women are pushing and striving and doing everything like a man, and this leads to overwhelm, burnout, and depletion. When we take the masculine masks off, it's about the inner alchemy, the process of Tantra that weaves together the polarities of the masculine and the feminine. They're the opposites. If you are in your masculine or control freak, naturally your partner will be in the feminine. And this is not about genders, it's about the dynamics. So when we undo the doing, we simply are allowing and being. And that is a challenge for a woman who has been managing everything, micromanaging everything. This is why in a Kundalini activation, I see some women, it takes time for Kundalini to awaken or activate. Or in my somatic practices, when the practices are slow, it triggers her because she wants to go fast because she's used to Ashtanga yoga or faster Vinyasa yoga. And again, I have no judgment. Caribbean life has taught me to slow the fuck down. So for a woman being, this helps to release oxytocin, the feel good, the love and bonding hormone, the trust hormone. And this helps you to feel so amazing and magnetic. You have the most amount of oxytocin when you give birth or have an orgasm, or simply are receiving pleasure from day-to-day life. Your feminine power, Shakti, truly is creative, and she's undressing these masks to help you to move from within to feel good, so that this love and bonding, luscious hormone is releasing. This kind of reminds me of a story of Lalita. She is the goddess. She's so juicy. She marries the holy and the erotic. And Lalita Shakti, Lalita's power, is 100% available right here now. But the linear path of doing, trying so hard, competing, pushes away Lalita, pushes away this energy, and she cannot be accessed through the mind. Lalita is this tremendously attractive, yet paradoxically challenging archetype, if you like, essence as the goddess, because the mind and ego tries to limit her within us. And so everything that I teach about is Lalita. Lalita is Kundalini Shakti. And so this is where we crave to let go, but don't know how, but Lalita knows how. So I want to share her story, because it might be a little light relief for you. But the thing about the mythical stories is that you are every character in the story. And Lalita's power is the power that saves the world, and it's this ancient myth that is so ripe for modern day. She emanates radiance and bliss and sensuality and this deliciousness of being a woman, resting in her feminine, erotic aliveness. And usually in the myths, there's an imbalance between the gods, the lighter aspects of our character, that are also busy doing our positive affirmations and drumming circles and meditations, and then the darker sides of our characters, which are called the demons, the asuras, and they're busy at working and winning and doing. Let's call them the baddies. So Lalita, she sits prettier and more voluptuous and luminous and oozing sensuality and contentment, more than anyone had ever seen. And on this particular day, she sat there, and there's one particular baddie that keeps goading her, saying, what's your superpower? You look oh so pretty and sweet. What on earth do you know? And this went on and on, day after day. And then one day, the same baddie came and was saying the same thing to Lalita. But she just kept resting in her feminine, erotic aliveness, swaying her hips. But she decides on this day to paint her fingernails. Red, of course. And because she's Lalita, she gets her nail technicians to paint her nails. And so the baddie is goading her, saying all these different things, putting her down. And she's just sat there having her nails done. And then she lifts her hands to look at the nails, and she blows her nails, puckering her red lips, blowing her nails, and she's looking upon the baddie who is mocking her. And she blows them sensually, looking oh so effervescently beautiful. And out of her 10 fingers and thumbs, these 10 wisdom goddesses emerge from her nails. They're called the Dasha Mahavidyas, and they surround the baddie and blow him into pieces. Lalita smiles. That is my superpower. And she carries on smiling and swaying and circling her hips, her heart opening more and more fully to share love rather than fear. You, my love, are Lalita. And maybe, just maybe, you've forgotten your innate, magnetic, sensual, feminine superpower that emanates from self-love. And maybe you're also the baddie, your inner critic, that voice that doubts yourself. And then if we bring this into sacred lovemaking, the answer to the question, I crave to let go, but I don't know how. These are the other whys women don't. They're unaware of the embodiment practices that allow her to physically let go, emotionally let go, and claim her erotic aliveness simply by circling and swaying her hips. Or there is sexual shame and conditioning. Is she selfish to want more? And yet the truth is, women also share with me, I can orgasm alone, but not with him. So let's go there. It's a quiet shame that so many women carry, that you can pleasure, orgasm with a toy, but with him something shuts down, you disconnect, you control, you go quiet, you fake it, or you avoid it altogether. And yet deep, deep down, you crave to be taken, to be ravished open, to be adored and claimed. But maybe it was the rejection that shaped you. Maybe your body learned to protect, to push, rather than receive. The feminine leads with her heart. And maybe someone broke it or didn't hold it, your heart, tenderly. I used to chase emotionally unavailable men, the bad boys, the wild ones, the unavailable ones, the ones that would disappear after the high, the booty calls dressed up as connection that I thought was love. And if they were unavailable, bad, I'd chase, I'd seek approval because I had abandonment issues until Tantra cracked me open. And then I went on to learn Tantric massage and receive 4 hours of orgasmic bliss massage that mapped my energetic blueprint, where I met God through my body, where God penetrated me as my kundalini spiraled. And I really remembered who I am as a woman, Lalita. This is the depth I guide women into whilst deeply acknowledging the wounds. She can lead in every area of her life, but in intimacy, she longs to be taken emotionally, spiritually, to be met, claimed, adored. She doesn't know how to lean back. She fears what will happen if she's vulnerable. Will he show up? Will he even know what she needs? But sister, a deeper truth. How can he know your body if you don't? And this is not blame, it's not judgment, it's a truth. Most women were never taught to explore their sacred temple, even their yoni. And in Tantra, yoni isn't just the anatomy, she is the gateway. Yoni means sacred space, and the lingam, the phallus, is the wand of light. And the wand of light illuminates the sacred space. And this is where sacred sexuality is divine and a portal. And what I love to share And to enter is to satisfy the desire that most women are craving to let go. And as she receives not just pleasure, she receives his presence. This is the sacred power play where surrender is not performance, it becomes the prayer. And I love this Osho quote. One of the deepest feminine pleasures is when a man stands full, present, and unreactive in the midst of his woman's emotional storm. When he stays present with her and loves her through the layers of wildness and closure, she feels his trustability and she can relax. Women long to exhale, and you, dear woman, are wired for safety. You are also ripe for remembrance, and that's the heart of feminine embodiment. Undo the doing, let go of the gripping, come home to your body through the breath, through the sound, through the movement. And this is where I guide you to untangle the old patterns, to rewrite the scripts, to reclaim your body as sacred, to rewire the nervous system from fear to receiving, to stop choosing from wounds and start choosing from your worthiness. This is where intimacy deepens, sensuality reawakens, and love becomes the truth. We don't just talk about it, we live it, and your evolution becomes inevitable. I guide women into a sacred mentorship that is for 6 months or a year because it takes time. A 1-month band-aid just scratches the surface. 3 months, the patterns are not deeply rooted and integrated. If you are craving to let go, if you long to meet Lalita within you, if something stirred through this podcast, as always, let the sacred sparks ripple. And if you want to enter my mentorship, I'm going to leave the link for you to apply. I only ever accept 2 women per season so that you are fully and deeply held. Until next time, I send you my love, beloved.